All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast, boys. This is episode 96, 97. Which one?
97, 97.
97, dude. We're so close to 100. Um, as you can see, I'm somewhere else right now. I'm in an apartment in Toronto. Um, so sorry for any bad quality on my end. Um, and yeah, if you hear any like of the neighbors, they've been going in and out. So um, yeah, if you hear something, it's probably that. But yeah, we're out here. Um, so I guess we'll hop into story time. So with me, I um I had the plane ride here today. I landed today, and it was like a 4.5 hour plane ride, I want to say, and it was pretty. It wasn't that bad. I was expecting a lot worse. Um, I watched the Adam Project on Netflix, a new movie that came out. It was quite good. That was like 2 hours, and then I played games like so. There's Air Canada, and like on the the screen in front, you can play like these games, and I played like pool, and then I learned another like type of pool game. You know how there's like nine ball and like all that other stuff. I learned one of those. It's pretty fun. And then I played like trivia on there. So yeah, it was pretty fun. But then of course you had like this is like the third time in a row where I've been flying, where I had the guy in front of me put his seat back like 5 feet, and it's so annoying, dude. Like if you're one of those people, I probably don't like you just because it's very inconsiderate. But yeah. Other than that, it's pretty good. I'm pretty tired, and yeah, it was kind of the flight was really smooth. Like normally I get nauseous, but not at all really. So I was chilling. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Today, I went grocery shopping. Um, I yeah, today I went grocery shopping. It was also my birthday this week. I forgot about that. I went swimming with a good amount of people actually, more than I thought there'd be, and it was quite fun. It was quite fun. Because it was raining in the morning, and then it was like so sunny in the afternoon. So it was good to do that indoors when it was rainy, right? You can't play basketball or soccer or anything like that. Um, but yeah, it was pretty good, and got a lot of cool stuff for my birthday, and now I'm out here. So yeah, I think that's all my story time. You guys can go.
Alright.
I'll go. So yeah, this week, pretty chill week for me, honestly. It's been raining, which sucks, so like can't really do much. Uh yeah, I went to the pool with some of the boys. Uh we played games and stuff this week. We did the Skylanders thing. I guess this week too, so
Yeah.
me, T, and Colin went up and played Skylanders. Some of the OG games back when probably like kindergarten. So yeah. We did
It was
that, which is pretty cool.
it was really boring, but it's like it's good to like. Well, it's not good, but it was cool to like relive it, you know?
Yeah, and it's like weird to see how like easy all the levels were. Like, dude,
Yeah,
at one point we were just like blowing through the levels, like, but it's pretty fun.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
We
we also
did
did
the
VR. It's
VR.
pretty
I don't
cool.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we did Five Nights at Freddy's on VR. ET told me to look down the hallway, and I got jump scared. Um, which is a pretty weird feeling in VR, but it's pretty cool. It's cool to see if you never played it. So I recommend you try it if you like can. This week as well. Probably one of the last days I'm gonna skate the skate park because, like I said in the earlier podcast, it's closing. Uh, and the thing is, the next like technically we have to Monday, but Saturday and Sunday are gonna be raining and Monday as well. So yeah, basically the last time I'm gonna skate that skate park, which is kind of sad. I got to the park and like I didn't even know what to skate. I was kind of just like slumped, honestly, like just generally sad, which kind of sucks. But um, yeah. And then other than that, just kind of chilling this week, playing lots of games and stuff. Yeah, that's about it for me.
All right, yeah, that's cool. Just finished my 2 weeks of work, and it's been great. Yeah, just school's coming up, and you know, just excited for that, I guess. Yeah, just work's been good. Might do it in the summer again. Yeah, that's all for me.
Let's go into topics then. Does anyone want to start us off? I have one topic to share today, and it's kind of a big one, but if you guys want to go first, you can, or we can start off with mine. I think I got my setup down. Sorry if you guys saw me fidgeting with stuff around me. I think I got it down right. So I think I'll be calm for the rest of the episode here. So sorry if I was a distraction, but yeah. So who wants to go first, or should I?
You should.
All right. So we got a big topic that I put in the chat while live. It's a video. And if ET could pull it up, that'd be great. And it's a pretty short video. And after the video, I'll kind of explain a bit more. But yeah.
It's time to add the M.
It is beyond time to add the M.
Add the M.
Add the M. Let's add the M.
All right. So as you guys saw in the video, I don't know if you guys could probably hear it. I did not hear it. I think because of my phone settings, I couldn't hear it. But I already saw the video, so it's chill. But okay, a bit about it. You guys saw there's a group of people that are trying to change all sport organizations to have an M in the start of it. Just like, for example, WNBA, because it's Women's National Basketball Association, as it compared to the men's, which is National Basketball Association. So basically, they want to do this for everything. They want, yeah, like they showed golf, PGA Tour, M, NHL, M. So, I'll share my thoughts on it. I'll kind of go on a rant a little bit here, and then I'll let you guys, I don't know, react to it. So, okay, first of all, I get where they're coming from. Okay, I get their mindset behind it, right? Because they're thinking women's sports and men's sports shouldn't have to have men and women to define the sport, right? And I agree with that 100%. Anything a woman can do, they can achieve just as well as a man can, except when it comes for like physicality. That being said, if you go look at UFC fights that are with women, they're jacked as hell and they could beat my ass. And most most guys I know, okay? But what I mean by physicality is I mean like men physically, they're just naturally have stronger physique, right? But if you look at me compared to somebody in UFC, that's not the same story. However, it would be like men naturally are just built stronger, if you know what I'm saying. And for people that don't believe me, there's science to prove it. Anyway, so that being said, okay, that's put out of the way. So with that, I think that it also goes along with like soccer, baseball, basketball, all those sports women can do just as well as men can. There's not really any, sure, there's physical attributes with it, but you can have a girl just as big as a guy, and then it'd be equal playing field. So I think you guys know what I'm saying. But the problem with this is that it's kind of stupid. Now the reason why it's stupid is because they have why would it matter if there's an M in the front and the woman's has a W and they say, there's equality there. They're saying why do they call women's sports women's sports? Well, first of all, if I want to say somebody plays baseball, I don't say somebody plays women's baseball. I say somebody plays baseball, right? You know what I'm getting at? However, if I'm trying to say NBA, there's WNBA. And the reason for that is because basketball with women, typically, people in WNBA are not as good as people in NBA. And this is a fact because they get paid a increasingly low amount compared to NBA. They don't sell out as many shows as they do for NBA, and their competition rate and their acceptance into the league is far more easier than NBA. And this is just because naturally, for some reason, the guys are more skilled at basketball than the girls. Now, people could argue that this is because of physical attributes, right? Um, or the people could say it's because that's just how it is. They're just more talented. They put in more work, whatever. Now, there's not really a perfect answer to this, but at the end of the day, it's true. Guys are better at basketball than most girls. And now, I'm not trying to be sexist here. Like I said earlier, girls can beat my ass in basketball. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And so it's called a WNBA to separate the two. So if there was MWBA, so I don't know how to explain this, but I'm trying to get at like it's called Women's National Basketball Association because they're not as good, right? They don't earn like the title of NBA. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly. I could be oversimplifying it, who knows? But what I'm trying to get at is the reason why they don't have NBA for women's basketball. Like let's just say it's called NBA, right? The reason they don't have that is because they're not as good. Um, if it was men's, because by putting the W in, you're saying that women aren't as good as basketball, right? Like you get what I mean? Like it's kind of like that. And it divides the two obviously, and it shows because women aren't as good. But um, I do think that it is stupid just because like I said, it doesn't. First of all, for soccer as well, here's another example. For soccer, women did not start playing soccer till years after soccer was invented. Not only invented, but started to, become professional and teams were emerged, right?
Yeah.
So men were always the first when it comes to soccer. They always, to have their own club, to start playing, all that stuff. Then came women. They're like, okay, women's soccer. Why is it called women's soccer? Because it's different. It's not the same. It's not the original, right? Just like if you have a movie, you say Star Wars: The Old Republic, or Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi. Two different titles because they're two different things, right? You say Disney Star Wars, right? Before it was George Lucas Star Wars, right? There's a difference there. It separates the two. One is worse than the other. Does that mean that they have to call it Disney because it's worse? No. But that separates the fine line there, right? So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. It's kind of been difficult for me to explain my opinion. So if you didn't get what I was trying to say, I don't know. That's my bad, I guess. But um, yeah, I think it's kind of dumb. I, it definitely will not happen. I'll say that. These group of people that are trying to do this, they won't pull it off. Do I see it happening? Yeah, I could see it happening in like 20 years, 10 years, because the way that the world's going to, right? How like everything's kind of becoming more left in a way. I could see that becoming a thing. So yeah, I don't put it past it. I can definitely see it happening. But right now, no. Like where it's at now with this organization, it's going nowhere. But um, what do you guys think about it?
The way that like I was seeing it was kind of like WNBA is almost think of it as like another branch to the NBA like franchise. And like the reason it's WNBA, like you said, is to differentiate the two different leagues, even though it's still under the same franchise. And like you said as well, men started playing sports before women and started competing at like a higher level because that sports are meant to be entertaining, and so that's what was entertaining, right? Men, because they're, like you said, like naturally and like biologically stronger than women. Doesn't mean they're like more capable of playing sports, but I'm just saying that, like Colin said, like it's for uh basically it's for entertainment. So like most people would rather watch men play sports than women, especially in cases like NBA and WNBA where there's a huge skill gap between the men and women. Um so yeah, I'd say that for like the whole adding the M to a bunch of sports leagues, like you said, I don't think it would happen just because it's like, I don't know, I think it's too ahead of its time right now. And like yeah, like you said, maybe in 5 years, but to me I think it's a little ridiculous because I don't think there needs to be a differentiation. Like I think it's fine as it is. And I don't think there's anything offensive with calling it like Women's National Basketball Association or women's soccer, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah, it is
I
that. And it's also like I don't name like if I'm talking about baseball, I'm not gonna like in a conversation
yeah,
like, hey, did you see the baseball game? I'm not gonna be like, did you see the women's baseball game? Unless
yeah,
I'm like, unless I'm saying something like, oh yeah, she had a nice home run or something like that. Or
yeah,
if they want me to use they them, then I'll do that too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like say like if somebody asks me or like if somebody is like doing a questionnaire and they're like, "You play soccer?" No, I play women's soccer. Like, dude,
yeah. Yeah,
there's no
it's still the same sport. It's
yeah,
like it's not it's just used to show the difference. Like you said, like the movie thing, it's two different things. It's just to
yeah,
show how they're different, not to like put anyone higher or low. You know what I mean? It's not like a pedestal thing or
yeah.
like
It's
it's
not.
just to differentiate the two, right? Like I don't know. That's my opinion on it, but
Yeah, there's also the fact that the people that dude, what was I gonna say? Kind of got off track. Um, I think that okay, yeah, I remember. So I don't watch many women's sports. If I think tennis is like the biggest dominant female sport that I can think of. A lot of girls are really good at track as well. That's another one. But like track and field. But I think tennis is like the biggest one that they're really good at. But I've watched women's soccer. The Canada team and specifically is very, very good at soccer. They're better than the men. If they put the women's team with all the men's team, would they be as good? Definitely not. But as you look at competition and how well they've played over the men's national team, they've won more competitions, so many more competitions than the men have. And they've just gone farther. They won gold last year in Tokyo. And one of my old coaches pointed this out, and once he said this, I kind of like I totally agree with him. Now there's a bunch of guys that I know will be like, dude, women suck at sports. Like it's so boring to watch and they're so bad. But think about it like this. I like watching, and I get a lot of hate for this all the time. I like watching MLS more than I do Premier League. And the reason for that is first of all because the Whitecaps are in MLS. Like Vancouver, I gotta watch, my hometown. But a big reason is I would rather watch an MLS game than Premier League in terms of skill. Now, they're so much worse than Premier League skill, but the way that they play it is so much more entertaining for me to watch because Premier League they're way more technical, right? You see them passing and they take their time with the ball, and they have really nice goals, but it's a very very slow game. MLS it's like go go go. They're not playing as well because they're more like rapid with it, right? Of course, you're not going to play as well, but for the most part, it's more entertaining because it's always like back and forth and back and forth. For Premier League, they pass all the time. They're way more strategic. They're way more smarter with playing, and they're like I said, they're better at playing the sport. But for me, just for me, it's not as fun to watch. So
Mm.
that's kind of what I can relate to it. But also one of my coaches, as I was gonna say, he said that he pointed out he likes watching women's soccer because he thinks that they play a lot better than men. And I asked him why, and he said because they're not like they don't play like men do. Like look at Neymar, for example. Look how much he exaggerates. They don't do that stuff with soccer. They are not as rough with soccer. They're more there's a phrase like soccer is the beautiful game or something like that. I think Pele said it like that or something like that. And I think for women soccer that applies more because they're just so much like more sportsmanship like they're way more friendly to one another. They're way more they're not like exaggerating all the time, Neymar crying over someone touches them. It's just and they're so elegant with the ball. And I started to watch and I actually realized what he was saying. I was like, he's right. So um but at the same time I'd rather watch men's soccer because I think that it's more entertaining. But women play if men can incorporate that and how they play, it would be so much better in a whole in all of soccer. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, but that's what I think. That's kind of what I'm getting with this. But I don't think I really have anything else to say. I think overall, I think people are exaggerating. They're being a little bit ridiculous, and we'll see what happens with the movement. But I don't know.
Yeah. I just have one more thing to add on that. So I think I was like my personal experience with this. Uh when I was probably a couple years ago, I'm playing on this, it's like a Div 2, it's a silver team. For our like rankings, there's like bronze or house, silver, gold, metro, and it keeps going up. And the girls have the same kind of rankings. Um and so my team played an exhibition against we were probably U13, which means we were like 12, and we played like U16 uh girls team, like girls metro team, just for an exhibition because our coach was like, "Oh, you guys like we were a pretty good team, like top of the table for like multiple seasons, like doing really well, had a really good record, and everyone is a little cocky. Everyone's like, "Yeah, we're a pretty good team. Like we think we could take them." And coach is like, "Oh, you think you could take these girls?" And we're like, "Yeah, dude, like we're so good." And like everyone was, had a bit of an ego, so our coach
You
played
guys
us
are 12.
a bet against these U16 like girls who are in Metro, and
Crazy.
it's crazy. Like it was really like an eye-opening experience because it's like you said, it's so different how the game is played. For guys, the first thing I did is when I was on, like I think I was playing. I played striker, like high striker, and I would go in for checks and I'd go to like hit them, right? But then you see them, and before I could even go, the ball would get like the ball movement that they have is like insane compared to our level. Like they would pass it around the field like 5 times before we could even get the pressure on. Um, and it was crazy to see how different they play. And I think that's why um women's soccer and men's soccer and just sports in general, like you said, it's almost like who you can relate to is who you would find more entertaining or what you would I don't know, like kinda like what you would watch. Like one of my friend's dad who he watches all of our games for soccer. He was saying, "I'd rather watch you guys than watch like pro soccer because I can relate to you guys. I
Yeah,
know your
he's got a kid on the
capabilities."
team.
Yeah, he has a kid on the team. He knows like he's more invested in it. And I feel if you are invested into a team or invested into a players or you relate to them, that's who you'll find more entertaining and that's who you'll watch. And so, in my opinion, it's not like inequality in sport. It's really just like what people find entertaining. And for the most part, generally, it's men because, a lot of sport is more uh, male dominated. So most people watch men as just like higher level. But I
I
think there
think
is
in
something to be said about like women's sport and like how their approach is to the game.
Yeah, and I think also more men, on a general level, are more interested in sports than girls are. I know more guys that play sports than girls do.
Hmm.
Um, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, And yeah, for all those, if anyone's watching, they're like, these guys are sexist, these guys are like bigots. Dude, listen to what we just said, and then that proves otherwise. Um, yeah, I think it's a pretty good topic that we had. Workers, or if you get like, I don't know, would Cartoon Network? No, that's more like kids stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know. You
Oh,
probably
Disney
find it.
Plus, I think.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Damn.
$12 a month?
For the
Yeah.
tax.
Netflix is going up in price, I think, actually, as well. They're going up another dollar this month or something. Dude, I remember when it was $10 a month. It's like 15 now. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Dude, I think it used to be like 8 or something. Like it used to be
Yeah, at one
really
point.
cheap. Dude, inflation.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Market.
Everything's going up. Yeah.
All right.
Anything else you guys want to touch on, or any like topics or anything interesting happen?
I mean, like, that's that. This week's just been. I haven't been paying attention because I've been working,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
There's
been
been
great.
there's a bunch of like drunk people on the street below, like when you go down. And one guy like dapped me up. He was like, "Hey, buddy."
Yo. That's
Yeah.
what's up, man.
He came out of there's across the street. There's like kind of like a mall almost. There's like a Sports Check, grocery store, and then there's like a pub, like a bar. And then he came out of that. Like I saw him come out of like the center, so I was like, he probably just came from the bar. Like I looked at him and like his body language, and I looked up and there's a bar on the sign, so I was like, yeah, he's definitely yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just came up and he just dapped me up. He's like, hey. I was like, you're the man or something like that. I don't remember what I said, but yeah, it's funny. I guess I'll update you guys like with my trip next episode. It's almost 1 a.m. here. I'm gonna try and stick to Vancouver time as much as possible, just because I'm not here for very long.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have like breakfast same time and lunch and dinner and go to bed same time. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Um, yeah, I guess. Are we done?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, a bit of a shorter one. Sorry again if my end is not very good in terms of quality. Next episode, we're going to be doing 98. So, 2 episodes away from 100 when this is out. Yeah, 2 episodes away from 100. So, if you guys have any suggestions on what you want us to do for episode 100, DM us on Instagram, link in bio, put in a comment on this video, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.